It's hard to believe. I mean, we're here in the 21st century, but the pastors that we work with are still telling me there's areas that are not reached, that they can't get to, or they have a terrible time getting to. And so transportation is so, so important. Even this past year, a pastor founded a church in an area that has no evangelical church. The first time. This is the 21st century. So it's just as important now as it was in the beginning.
Pues fue muy buen resultado porque hay comunidades.
The thing that I was able to do with this motorcycle was to open up new places. There are a lot of places that you can get through with maybe, for example, a mule, or maybe with a bicycle, or definitely with a motorcycle, that have never been reached. The places that there was no way to get there before, we opened them up, and these churches are still functioning and thriving today. Other pastors, when they received some motorcycles a little bit later on, were able to go to other areas. Together, we were able to travel basically to the end of our area, essentially to the end of the earth as far as we were concerned. Before I had the motorcycle, it might take 2 days to visit one community. Now I can visit 2 or 3 communities in one day. The impact of this is huge. The motorcycle allowed me to take the gospel to villages we could not reach before. In one case in particular, we wanted to start feeding some children in a distant village, and I could only take the motorcycle so far. I had to park it and walk the rest of the way. We had a passion and a burden to help the kids in this area, and the motorcycle allowed me to get that close so I could walk the rest of the way to supervise the activities at the feeding center and get it off to a good start. The motorcycle had a great impact on my family. We had to visit a lot of families. Maybe they weren't too far away, maybe 5 kilometers, maybe a little bit more. But my wife could now go with me and visit those families. Another big thing is that many times when I was visiting the villages, before I would have to go, but it's too far and too late to come back. So I'd have to spend the night. But with the use of the motorcycle, I could go and come back in the same day. Through the use of the motorcycle, we've been able to touch hundreds and probably approaching the thousands of lives. In the beginning, there were maybe little groups, but then all of a sudden, because I could visit more places, things started growing. There have been a number of motorcycles given in our area, and the motorcycles themselves are a testimony to the gospel going out. I think after the initial bike was given, there was another group of 10 bikes given, and it allowed pastors to get out into these areas and really reach people who had never heard the gospel before. The use of the motorcycle has expanded our ministry a lot, and beyond the basic ministry it did, it opened up our eyes to many more places that we can now go. And so the use of the motorcycle has opened up new horizons. I thank the brothers and sisters for working so hard for Run for the Sun. I encourage them that there are so many more places that can be reached with the use of motorcycles and transportation that I encourage them to keep going.
But when you get up in the mountains, when you go over that last pass or over into that last valley, there are people that have not heard about Jesus. It's impossible for us to believe here in the U.S. because we have so much technology, but it's true. And the secret can be as just simple as getting there and sharing Jesus with people.
El motivo que estamos aquí, solo estamos haciendo para Jesucristo.